Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our game-changing FlexPath learning format lets you set your own deadlines so you can learn at a time and pace that works for you. It's an education you can tailor to your schedule. That means you don't have to put your life on hold to pursue your professional goals. Instead, enjoy learning your way and earn your degree without missing a beat. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Meghan, long time no see or hear. Well, I guess I've seen and heard you on like Instagram.
Yeah, it did go dark there for a little bit, randomly, periodically, but I'm here. Woohoo!
I'm glad to hear you. I know we were texting, but
yeah, I haven't been good at texting. I've been worse at texting than I normally am. Like, I'm not a good texter. And, you know, you get the best texting version of me. Like, I text you back the most, and you are the person who, like, I'm the best texter with, but, like, factually, I'm still not good. Yeah, I am so happy this time around with COVID. I did not lose my voice like I did the first time.
You got drugs now, and you've got, like, other vaccines in you.
Yeah. Paxlovid is a miracle worker. I recorded a vlog, and I will say, like, multitasking is still like a little like I'm still like slow. I'm still like it's a little hard, and I'm get tired easier, like and just quicker. Like, my brain is slow and my body is slow. But I was recording this, and I was like just trying to find the words for like how much I loved Paxlovid, and I said Paxlovid can hit it from the front and the back, and I was editing, and I was like, Meghan, what? And I like took this long pause, and I was like. It was like a light bulb over my head, and I was like, ding, ding. I found the words I was searching for. And I was like, really, bitch? That's the words. That's what you were looking for? And I do feel that way. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, you did take it to the throat, so.
I did. I do miss the Paxlovid poops. Everybody was talking about, like, how it, like, wrecked their digestion. And I just have to say, like, I had the most solid poops I've had in my life. I was like, this is amazing.
Well, I can make you some juice.
Yeah. You want to talk about your bowels?
I mean, I got some yogurt that said it was lactose free, and I gotta say, it ran through me harder than a freshman going to their first frat party. I could have ate regular yogurt and would have been better off.
Bitch, I would, if you had just consulted me, I would have told you. I would say, reel it back, bad idea. We've been over this before. There are certain, like, things that because they're not dairy, and that one, I mean, I think lactose-free is, like, a total scam, but certain times when they do those things, they have to add, like, other stabilizers and shit. I tell you, the time I had that one coffee creamer that was coconut-based, and I was like, should have had a milkshake. Like, I wasn't even done drinking it before it was coming out of my body.
That's how I was too.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is awful. Also, I had been eating pomegranate seeds that are so high in fiber too. So.
And then she made a green juice, everybody.
The green juice, those are nice, solid, strong.
It's trying to bulk you up.
Yeah. Like nice, solid, strong poops.
Girthy shits.
Yeah. Which I like.
That's my drag name, Girthy shits. I love the name girthy, and I love the word girthy and the word gusty. Gusty is one of my favorite words.
Well, it's been very gusty here in LA.
Incredibly gusty, which makes me think of the holiday movie called The Holiday, where if I could get Nancy Meyers on the phone and ask her any question, it would be, what was the scene supposed to be there when you had to rewrite the scene on the day and make it about the winds? And it was so windy that you made that an entire storyline and plot point, and you had to make a whole scene. Like, what was the real scene supposed to be? And Matsu was like, oh, I guess it makes sense. Like, you don't think they wrote that? And I was like, no. That's it was just windy that day. They had to film that scene, so they had to rewrite it. I want to know what it was supposed to be.
I don't know. But I know I woke up on Monday in the wee hours of the morning because I thought it was storming outside. Like the leaves were moving so fast it sounded like rain.
Yeah.
And it was just the wind.
We were driving on the freeway.
Why?
And we were just like, woo. It too fast, too furious.
Yeah. I don't even want to get out in my car.
Well, first of all, that car weighs
that's
3
what I'm
pounds,
talking
2
about.
acorns.
It's a little tiny car.
No, you're gonna
and
soar
no
through the
top,
city.
no solid top.
No, nothing keeping you grounded. Like you were about to fly through that fucking. It's gonna be like those Boston duck boats that like go from like the land to the sea. Like you're gonna be land, sea, flight. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either if I were you.
No, thank you.
We saw your car in the wild. Someone else had it.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
We always give a little wave.
Cute. I couldn't do that because I don't know what car I drive.
You drive a Honda Civic.
There you go. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Here I see a Honda Civic. I don't know that's Honda. I don't know that's a Honda Civic.
It's funny because when people usually get a car, that's usually it turns into the only thing that they see, and you have no clue. No clue.
That's why like it's so fitting that the cars I had prior to this, 3 of the cars, one of them couldn't pick it out of a lineup. I went for things that I knew. The
Jeep?
No, the Mercedes I couldn't pick out of a lineup.
Oh.
Exactly. Neither could you.
No, I can. That's why I'm confused.
Okay. Well, okay. So I had a Prius.
You
which
have
is like
3
iconic.
very specific cars.
That's what I'm saying. That's
as
why.
long as I've known you, you've had very specific cars.
That's why I get those cars, because I can recognize those cars. They don't get lost. The only reason I can find my car is because, thank God, I know the dealership that it's from, so I can tell based on that.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so
but a lot of people do have your car, so people wouldn't wave because like half the people on the road have that car.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I love my bug. I miss my bug. I saw my bug in the wild and I was like, should have fucking kept it. What an expensive little relic you are. 100 G's on those little wheels. Fucking mad. Speaking
For
of money,
people that don't know, because they stopped making them, they are
a relic.
A relic. People
and it's not
will
even
pay
that they
top
just
dollar for them.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Yeah, people pay top dollar for bugs in general, but this one was like the last year, which I didn't fucking know. It was the last year that they were doing the bugs. So they did like a special edition, 1 year only color and interior release. And I got the pairing of I got like the light colored top that they weren't making. I got like the specific leather that was just for that year. And the whole interior was like light yellow, cream, and like light brown. And the like specific shade of blue. And then Melissa told me years later, she was like, oh yeah, when I was looking for a new car, I was like, they don't make those anymore. She was like, no, you literally got like that last one. You should have bought out that lease. Would have made you a ton of money. And I had no idea. But remind me to tell you something. We weren't close then.
It was the beginning of our friendship. The very beginning, like the tip of it.
No, I just think I don't think it's because we weren't close. I think it was just that like maybe you didn't know me well enough to know that you're like, oh, I assume that she knows that she could do this.
No, I just didn't tell you because we weren't close.
Oh, because I was like, I never even learned that information until then. But remind me to tell you something later about a money thing and selling something.
Okay. You have this look on your face like I just made buku dollars.
Well, I didn't make it because that would involve like putting the time and energy into doing it. But it's kind of like a, how long do I wait? Because this thing is just accruing value every day.
Okay. Can't wait to hear.
And it's an accident. Like, I love when that happens. It's wonderful.
Too. Like when I bought my card, had no clue until later.
It's very cute. Well, what has been new with you? Because we have taken a little bit of a break. For anyone who didn't know, I had COVID. So that was the break we took after we had the illest, the sickest year of both of our lives.
I know. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow.
What?
A general appointment and then getting everything in order.
I was like, who are you seeing? My pulmonologist or my cardiologist?
Not yet.
Soon. So what's up with you? What's new with you?
Let's see. The last time we talked, was it after Christmas or before? I think it was, I don't know. Whenever. I don't know. I was in Arkansas the last time we were on this microphone. Since then, we've brought in a new year. I saw some of my friends that I hadn't seen in a while from college. I've seen them since college, but we like went out one night
in Arkansas.
And so I'm gonna say their names, and I'm gonna bleep them if they tell me later that they don't want their names in this. Okay. So CJ and Sarah. I've talked about both of them a lot on the show.
I was about to be like, CJ, it's too late if you ask that.
No, like specific things. And I didn't know when I was talking about CJ that he listened to the podcast regularly. And so he made dinner, and it was a delicious dinner. And Sarah's new old boyfriend.
Run it back.
I know. So Sarah when we were in college, Sarah dated this guy, and then she moved away from med school, and then had a partner for a while, had a whole child. They separated. The current boyfriend also was married, divorced. Now she's moved back to Arkansas, and they've gotten back together.
Netflix, you listening?
Funny enough, his ex-wife's name is also Sarah.
Yeah.
Close but no dice. He was heartbroken when she broke up with him. But they brought over some gummies, and
ooh,
I had
took a gummy in public.
I took it inside a home.
Okay.
I had one. Hour later, still wasn't feeling anything.
Ma'am, you are not 18 years old. Don't tell me you took another. You're a fucking
another one.
I'm sorry, but I need to hear
an hour later.
New Year's resolution because only you had lactose-free yogurt, which we both.
I know. I'm trying
new
things.
Gummies.
I'm just trying new.
You're trying new things. I was just curious what the motto was.
Another one. Hour later, I still wasn't feeling anything.
Shut the fuck up. Are you?
So then,
reckless behavior.
Then also, I never drink anymore. I had a couple drinks too.
Who is this bitch?
And then as we were walking out the door to go out in the streets.
Tell me about it.
Me and Sarah had another little cheers with the gummies, took another one. Then we started feeling it.
No shit. No fucking shit, my guy.
And we went out. We had a fun. We went to this hole-in-the-wall bar that was the cutest little bar that I've ever seen. Never seen it. I saw pictures of how it used to look. Wouldn't have gone anything. Now, great bar. Started by this woman like in the 30s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then she kept it. I forgot what it was called. But they've redone it and everything. And it's so nice. They have this beautiful cocktail menu. And let's just say they're very heavy-handed with the drinks out. So then I was drinking out in the streets too.
This is what happens when you hang out with people from like an era of your like.
Yes.
Even if you still know them into adulthood, like you revert back to like.
Yes.
This is the debauchery we used to do.
I don't think you understand. We had our friend group was called the Binks. And we had like little like dances. We had initiations for people that would like to be our friends.
I need to put you and Karuchi in a room together because her fucking high school, like her friend group, they were called the Dimes because they were like all 10s. And we had a PA on the movie who knew her from high school. And he like brought it up and she was like, shut the fuck up. Stop talking about this. Stop talking about this. Stop talking about this.
No,
and that sounds like something her friend group would have done. I saw pictures. They were hot girls on campus.
Yeah, everybody wanted to join the group. We had like initiations for some people didn't make it through the initiations. We had songs. Like we really loved ourselves. I don't know if people really loved us as much as we did from like the outside, but like people were trying to get in. It doesn't. Yeah. People were trying to get in. So we went like the like drinking and eating were the main points of our course. Yeah. And so anyway, so we used to go hard. So so we were out. We went to this hole in the wall. Also at this bar, they had the most delicious popcorn you've ever had in your life.
I love a bar with a little kitchen thing like that.
Yeah, and they had different like flavors and things, and I'm like, I got to recreate this. It's a good time.
What's your popcorn here?
I don't even like popcorn that much. I was just high and drunk.
Okay, well, I love popcorn, so maybe we need to get you high and drunk so we can have you see our popcorn here.
And then we went to this other bar. At this point, keep in mind, this is a town that I have known from the time I was in 8th grade till I moved away after college. So years. I don't know where the hell we are. This is the area. This is the area that we would have been in all the time at college. We go down to some bar, another bar that it's huge, like huge. There's nobody there. They're giving away free hot chocolates.
I love this place.
And it's filled with arcade games.
We're sleeping on Arkansas, everybody. I'm letting you know everyone is sleeping on Arkansas.
Yes, it's filled with arcade games.
Arkansas.
Not all of it. Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah. Let's clarify.
And then later, Sarah was like, "Oh, this used to be RJ." I was like, "Oh, they've redone it again. They've redone all these places. It was nobody there because it's a college town, and everybody was gone for college." And like we met these other two girls. They were like, "You're the coolest person I've ever met," and I was like, "Okay." One girl was like from, give me a S country, Scandinavia, maybe. I think
Sweden, Scandinavia. Well,
I mean, she was Scandinavian, maybe. Okay. Give me another S. Switzerland.
Sweden?
No, she was from Switzerland. That's where she was from.
Very neutral. Not taking any hard stances.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know why y'all are obsessed with me, but whatever. There was a sleigh there. We were taking pictures in the sleigh.
Ooh, photo op.
Tried to pay for drinks there. They wouldn't take our money. And then it got to a point where we all...
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Just kind of were like, we can't feel our faces. It's time to go home. So we just walked outside. Everybody kind of just got an Uber and left.
What a night.
It was a great night.
That sounds like a great night. So was that before, in the spot between Christmas and New Year?
Yes. Yep. I think it was the day before New Year's.
So much shit happens at that time.
New Year's Eve, I should say. Yeah, it was great.
That's so fun. I love that for you. And a story of you eating that many gummies and not ending up like face down in
3 gummies
as someone who that would be me.
3 gummies and like maybe 5 or 6 drinks. But we started on a full stomach. We had like a nice rotisserie chicken and Brussels sprouts.
You're really hyping us up for me. This feels dedicated to me. That's just.
I didn't know the gummies were gonna be there. I forget that you can now get medical gummies there.
I'm just like wildly impressed by that. The one time that I don't fuck with edibles. I never fucked with edibles. The one time that I was like, oh, let's do edibles. Disneyland for my birthday, and they didn't kick in until on the drive home. And I'm on the phone. I have to have a work call. This is when Mats is still our manager's assistant. And I answer the phone. He goes, "Oh my God, you're high." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I can tell. Just hold it to fucking hold it together for this call and roll those windows up and turn your AC off because I can't hear you." So
that is not the last time you did edibles. One time, Kendall and I were going to the movies, and we saw you and Kyle wandering. That was after.
That was just straight up weed. It was not edibles.
Okay.
They're not the last time I smoked weed. No. That was the last time I had an edible.
Okay.
Because I don't like the timing of it. I like predictability. I like to set an alarm.
See, this was a day where I had no fucks to give. Like,
you were leaving them in 2023.
Yeah, like no fucks. It wasn't even New Year's Eve. It was still like the New Year's Eve. And like, I left my car at my friend's house. Then also didn't realize I could have walked there from my parents' house. I had no clue where the fuck I was.
That's so. The next day when you're like, whoa,
yeah,
this is right here. I thought I was so far away.
Yeah, I get home. My dad. It's still not even like late. Like it maybe 1 a.m. My dad's still up. Has a friend over. No, he doesn't. No, my dad's asleep. Yeah, that was right. My dad's asleep, and he's like, "Why are you walking like that?" My mom's like laughing her ass off at me. And then the next same morning, it was very much evening, 2 p.m. Afternoon. I wake up. Then that's when my dad had his friend over, and I'm like dead walking.
Yeah.
Hungover, dehydrated as fuck. Walking to the kitchen, and his friend's like, "You're not looking bad today." And I was like, "What the hell does that mean?" And then my dad reminded me that one time, this was like a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe, he was like, "Oh, so what are you doing out in LA?" And I said, "Being a bad bitch." And so he was referencing that.
That stuck with him. He never forgot about that moment. He was like, "That kid of yours, destined for Hollywood." I see it.
Yeah.
So
he's like, "You're not looking like a bad bitch today," essentially. And I was like, rude.
So shady.
Go home.
But also, I love when people have been sitting on an opportunity to use that for years. He must have left and was like, "Fucking nailed it."
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. Oh my God, I love that for you. What a fun way to end the year and start anew with all of your pooping.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
New year, new me. I'm not continuing that. That's just like an Arkansas thing. No.
Yeah, no. And nobody is going to be surprised because like we all, regardless if you went to college or not, like we all know that there are certain places where it's like, don't send me there. I'm a different person there. I do different things there. And then I leave them there.
And the thing is, they didn't live there until the last couple years because everybody had left and then they've moved back for jobs that were there. How was your bringing in the new year?
Well, Mats and I did it on FaceTime because at that point he was testing positive and I wasn't, even though I was feeling sick. So I was like, I know I'm going to get sick, but I want to be separate in possibility.
Just in case.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I tested positive the next morning. So, yeah, we watched the Santa Claus over FaceTime. We watched it. He watched it on his computer in the bedroom, and I watched it on the couch. And then we texted during it and just talked about it. I fell asleep before midnight, obviously, and but we watched just a lot of shit. Like we watched a ton of movies. Melissa, I saw a movie that made me be like, I have to start writing reviews on my Letterboxd account. Like,
yes.
prior to that, like, no, I love a watch list because it reminds me of things that I want to watch. But like, I'd never felt so inclined to write a review for a movie. Actually, 2 movies. One, Saltburn.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing your mother in it.
Oh yes, Rosamund Pike, who did you see announced that she's going to be in White Lotus season 3? I will unfortunately have to, not unfortunately, but I will have to watch.
Yeah.
And the movie Focus, which the algorithm Twitter, I got bamboozled, hoodwinked by Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, TikTok. And I should have expected
this. The algorithm on Twitter.
No,
Twitter is awful.
Yeah. I see this clip of a movie, as I do. You know, sometimes you watch entire seasons of like The Good Doctor on TikTok. Like, So,
I've seen Chicago Med.
Oh, so many. I've seen the whole show.
Right.
So I got this clip from this movie that I was like, how have I never heard of this movie? I'm going to tell you how. This movie is, I don't even know if you could call it a movie. When I tell you that it makes no sense. There is no plot. Nothing happens. I don't even know what we're talking about half of the time. And like, just, it's as if they made a 3-hour movie and they said, cut it down to 90 minutes. They'll put the pieces in between. And I'm like, what the fuck? But this one fucking clip that they showed, I was like, this is right up my alley. Will Smith, Margot Robbie, and it's a little montage of her picking pockets.
Yes, I remember this now. Yeah.
And I was like, flawless, amazing. Like, put me in, coach.
Panned.
I'm fucking ready for this. When I tell you this movie is like so violently 2015, like she is wearing business casual, like as a hot girl in like Italy in the summer blazer. Like she's wearing these outfits. She's got the big poof there. Like Margot Robbie can never look. Like I've always said, Margot Robbie came out the womb looking 30. Like she looked 30 on the Australian soap Neighbor. She looked 30 there. She looked 30 in Wolf of Wall Street. She looks 30 in Barbie. Like this woman is perpetually 30. To see her dressed like this in this, it just confirmed everything to me because I'm like, she could be 19 here, but these blazers, these shoes, it was so bad. So bad.
Is the poster of this her with sunglasses? Yep. Sunglasses, yep.
I was like, why is no one talking about this movie? Like great actors, like fun concept. Like it's like, oh, they're doing the heist, but then like someone from the past, blah, 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 blah. I never knew where this movie was going at all. And it was so weird, so confusing, and I'm still processing it to the point where I'm like, do I have to watch this movie again? And I can't. Like, I can't bring myself to do it. But it was just like, oh, there's and I like bad movies, but like, this was just made on iMovie. I don't know. Like, it was so bad.
Who directed it?
Probably nobody. I don't think there's. I'm not
there was
kidding.
no director.
There was no director. It was Focus movie. There were 2 directors.
There are 2 acclaimed. Wait, hold on. Let me see if one person was on and then one person came and cleaned it up. No, they're like.
I know. Crazy Stupid Love.
Acclaimed director buddies.
Joker Harley. Yeah, Bad Santa.
They direct together all the time.
No, I literally think this was a 3-hour movie and they cut it half. Like they cut so much shit out. It made no sense. And I say this with like so much. There's all these rumors that like Margot Robbie and Will Smith hooked up on the set of this movie. When I tell you that like after seeing this movie, they have less than no chemistry. They are 2 people who I think could have chemistry in a movie with a cardboard box. Together, they have absolutely none. I'm supposed to believe
don't think either
y'all
one
like
of
are
them
killing each other for people.
Would be interested in the other.
They just
like
I don't like too much sex scenes with them, and I'm like, it's literally giving like sibling energy. Like it's
but
like,
also,
oh my god,
he's like so much older than her.
Yeah, but they can fuck with you because she looks 30.
That makes me uncomfortable.
I know. It was just I could not for the life of me buy it. Also because
Also,
Melissa, it was based on them having like this palpable sexual chemistry that it's like we don't even have to have these scenes where they fall in love. It's just like their eyes connect and it's obvious. And I was like, I'm so sorry, it's actually not obvious. These eyes are. I'm not seeing you undressing. Like it's just not happening.
but also, Will Smith is a good-looking man, but he is not a sex symbol, and he's not a romantic.
He's a
comedy person.
Oh, Hitch, take it back.
He's not the main romance in that movie, though.
No, but he's also trying to be like, he's like trying to be suave, and it's like, oh, it's only until you actually like show your true self and you're kind of goofy and you're kind of dweeby that it's like oh, this is
it's different. Like he's not the main love in that, you know?
Well, he's
like
setting
he's
other
teaching.
people up for
He's
love.
teaching other people.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm talking about where he is the romantic lead of a movie.
Well, and he's also supposed to kind of be like, oh, he's like off the wall. He's unpredictable. And I'm like, this man does not give me the vibes of like, I'm about to gamble millions of dollars and say fuck it to everybody here. And I go, no, you've got a responsible face. Like this is just.
You're either responsible or goofy. Two different sides of the coin.
Yep. And it was so fucking bad. And there's like this one actor who I'm like, he was just improvising like the whole thing. I was saying the most like out of pocket weird stuff. He like, there's this one part for no reason where he like sees Margot Robbie. And basically what happens, I'll spoil the whole fucking movie for everybody because you should still watch it because I can't.
It's been out for almost 10 years.
But even me talking about it, like I promise you, like you will not until you experience it. So he he's like a heist guy. He like pulls these like heists, but they're like small heists. So like, you know, it's like pickpocket doing this stuff. Like none of these big jobs. It's like a bunch of little things and does it over like a racing weekend or Mardi Gras or something where they like make all this money. And so they make $2 million. He meets her because she basically tries to rob him. And in the first scene, in kind of like I'm going to flirt with this guy and bring him back up to my hotel room, and then I'm going to have my fake boyfriend come in and then hold him at gunpoint and be like, give me money, like you're trying to like fuck my wife, like blah blah blah, whole thing. They like start hooking up, and then he basically is like, okay, when's it going to happen? And then the whole thing happens, and she's like, how'd you know? And he was like, it was pretty obvious. And so then she was like is intrigued by him and starts like following him, being like, oh my god, he's also in the scamming business. And so she's like, I just want to learn from him. And so then she basically like stalks him and finds him where he is, and he's like, please let me get on what you do. He lets her. He makes like they make like $2 million on this weekend, and like they start like having this like little love affair. But again, it's in the span of like 3 days. 3 days. And then they're like leaving, and she's like, where are we going now? And he's like, just get out of the car. And she was like, what? And he like gives her a suitcase, and she gets out of the car, and he's like kind of crying in the car. And then like she's all sad, and I'm like, this is a weekend. You've known each other for a weekend. And then he does it, and it's like flash forward like 7 years later. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's doing this other job or whatever. Oh no. So the reason why they're from the car is he then goes to the racetrack, and he tricks her into thinking that he's betting like millions of dollars, like all of the money away, and like that he has a gambling addiction. And they set it up so she overhears someone else talking about his gambling addiction, which isn't real. And he just does it so she falls for all of this. And so this like random guy who's also in the box at the Super Bowl that they're at, he like bets him all of his money, and then he gets to double the money he makes. And then he kicks her out of the car and doesn't give her a cut of that. He only gives her a cut of like the original money, which I was like, that was pretty fucked up because she was like a key player in all of this that you just did without her knowing it. And then it flashes forward all of these years. And she's like dating this race car driver, and he's doing like a con on him, but like he's double crossing him. So that guy's basically like sell fake tech of mine for these race cars to these other teams for all of this money, and then they'll lose the race, and I'll win because I have this tech, and they'll think they have it, so they won't do as well. They won't try as hard. And so he ends up selling the real thing to everybody, and so then the guy like it's fucked, and so Margot Robbie's dating this guy. And then he kidnaps both of them, him and his henchman who has beat her up. So they like get back together like in secret. He hires his friend who helps him do all these cons. Will Smith hires his friend who helps him do all of these cons. And turns out this con is getting Margot Robbie to take him back. And the guy's like, sorry, man, I tried my best. And they're like, what is he in town? What kind of con is he pulling now? The con was love. And it was like, what the fuck? So then it like kind of worked. And so then the race car guy figures out that they're like in it together and like all this stuff, and they have them there like tied up. And so then he's like asking like, how did you do that? Like, how'd you get the real files or whatever? And he's like makes this whole elaborate story about how he gave Margot Robbie this necklace, which is one that she liked from their first like job together that he like had saved, and he gave it to her, and it had a recording device on it. And so it was able to like to track the keystrokes, which again, doesn't make any sense. How is a necklace tracking keystrokes? Tracks the keystrokes so he could find out all of his passwords. And then the guy's like, but she's never been in my room. And he was like, that's your boyfriend. And she was like, it's not my boyfriend. I was trying to steal his watch. And I was like, this girl has been here for 3 weeks trying to steal this man's watch. They've never slept together. They've never done anything together. And this man is entertained. Like, he's not entertaining any other suitors. It's just this girl. And so then he's like,
I'm
okay,
so lost.
He's so like, we're so fucked up. This is awful. Then his henchman shoots Will Smith. And you're like, he's dead. Holy shit. The other race car driver's like, oh my God, I didn't actually want to kill anyone. And then leaves. And you're like, what? And then this like henchman guy, Margot Robbie's screaming at him. And he goes, oh, honey, it's okay. We're in this together. And he like suddenly becomes like Mr. Rogers. And it's like, sweetheart, deep breaths. It's fine. We're all in this together. And she goes, what? Oh my God, are you his father? And he was like, of course, that's my son. And so it's like, it was the most insane thing ever. And then they drive him to the hospital because Will Smith is dying and bleeding out. And he was like, I'm taking all the money, by the way. You got to get out of the family business. Melissa?
Okay.
You have to watch it. So
no,
naturally,
I don't.
my Letterboxd review is, this movie was a fever dream. Violently 2015. I don't know. I'm still processing. And then Saltburn, which
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to know. I know nothing about this movie, so don't tell me anything till after I watch it.
Okay. Can I tell you that you're not?
No.
I don't think you'll love it.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I didn't hear anything you just said.
Okay.
I'll probably hear it again when I edit this, but no.
If anyone wants to find my Letterboxd account, you can see my feelings in my. It's only one sentence.
Okay.
But it is. Kyle and I had to talk about this after, and I was like,
don't, Megan, stop talking about it.
I didn't say any. It's not anything specific.
I truly don't know anything about this movie.
Yeah, I didn't know much.
I do find. Let me make sure this is the right movie.
Girl, what are you about to fucking
say?
say?
I do find that Barry Fellow oddly attractive, and I don't know why.
Oh, so you might like this.
Okay.
Because I do think that the people who are like, love this, it has to be that. Kyle and I were talking about that. I was like, if you had switched that, maybe I would feel differently. But like,
again, you're telling me things.
Yeah, it's not my vibe. I also watched Theater Camp, which was great. Mats is now terrified that our children are going to be theater kids, and I was like, well, they probably will be, and we will have to sit through some bad shows, and that's fine, and they will be great.
I saw it. It was fine.
Jimmy Tatro was the best part of that movie, which I don't think anybody could have anticipated.
And Ayo.
Oh, well, Ayo's
the best
as
my
fellow Irish queen. Like, she is.
Now she's stole my joke that I'll have for But Am I Wrong?
Oh, damn. I'm sorry. And she's funny in absolutely everything. But like, everything that was written for her like was funny. And Jimmy Tatro's like, he made it like, I think if anyone else had read it, I don't think it would have been as good. I don't think he had as much to kind of like work with. I think they anticipated him supposed to be like an annoying character, and I'm like, no, he was the best part of this movie.
No, I think he was supposed to be like,
I think by the end, but like even in the part, I was like, I'm sorry, I can't be mad at this guy.
I don't think you get him without thinking, because he brings a lot of heart to everything he does.
Yeah.
So I don't think you get him without thinking that he's gonna be.
I loved it. I thought I loved him. It was a good movie. It was a fine movie. Then we watched Josie and the Pussycats, which Mats was like, this movie is fantastic. Why is this like, why is this like not regarded? And I was like, oh, it's like a cult classic.
It's a cult classic.
When it first
came out, they marketed to children. So that was the problem. It shouldn't have
It
been
was not a
marketed
problem for me because I did watch it as a child. And you should know that in the recent watching of this was the first time that I understood the meaning of Du Jour's song, Backdoor Lover. Also, somebody has access to the Du Jour Spotify account and is uploading other songs.
Okay.
And then we watched Sex Tape, which is an underrated comedy.
I never saw that, but I
Melisa?
wanted to see it.
So this is my theory, and you tell me if I'm correct. I think that there is a couple options of why I think this movie is not as big as it should have been. Either we knew too much about the cloud for the plot to make for the plot to feel believable. We didn't know enough about the cloud, or it wasn't as widespread for it to be like, okay, whatever. Or it was a casualty of the Sony interview fiasco.
It was one, that was part of it, but also two, it came out when I feel like it came out, hold on.
2014.
Yeah, but they released it, that was in July. I think that it was a lot of, they didn't market it well.
Yeah.
It was just them on a billboard with their mouths open, and it was like, this isn't telling us anything about the film. But two, it came out around the time that there were other movies that had similar type things, that
Like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, that kind of stuff.
Well, that came out a little bit earlier, and he was in it too, wasn't he? Yeah. But it was just, there were some movies that came out around the same time that seemed like they were all the same movie.
This one was actually so good, and I deep dived onto the Wikipedia. It was written in 2011, and so I'm a little curious if they changed the plot points, because it is about iCloud and stuff. So I don't know if it just they were sitting on it for so long that they just kind of were already over it before it even came out. But also they were in talks to have Reese Witherspoon play that role. And I was like, I'm sorry, we saw Cameron Diaz's butt 4 times. And there's no way I can picture Reese Witherspoon being like, I'm going to film a sex tape with my husband, Jason Segel. But Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz had fucking amazing chemistry.
Yeah, I could
Focus
see that.
could never. Focus could never. It was, I thought it was actually very funny. It was a less stressful, actually leaps and bounds less stressful than the worst, my personal horror movie, Game Night.
I love Game Night.
It's so stressful. This one is a little less stressful. Except they do coke in it. And I was like, can we not? Is there a website that will tell me if there's drugs in movies? That'll make me feel less
Probably.
stressed.
There's a website that'll tell you if a dog dies, and there's a website that'll tell you when to go pee. There's probably one with drugs.
Okay.
Well, it's in the rate. It would be in the rating.
Yeah, but they don't specify drug use, because it can be just smoking weed.
Oh, you mean the specific drug?
Well, I mean, yeah. If someone's smoking weed in the background, or they're oh, we're high, it's Sausage Party, oh, we're high. That's different than Rob Lowe doing lines of coke.
Yeah.
He was so creepy in that movie. He looked, I was like, ooh, Rob Lowe. He transformed.
He's a great actor. Very
Yeah,
underrated in my eyes. He can do anything.
How do I feel about Cameron Diaz?
Yeah. Is that all that you saw?
No, but that's the only things worth mentioning. I did watch Now You See Me 1 and 2, the Santa Claus 1 through 3, and then the Santa Claus TV series. It's horrible. Everyone should watch it. And what else did we watch? Planet Earth.
Y'all are really getting it in.
Yeah. I think I wrote down more things I watched.
I saw the Book
Grinch.
of Clarence.
I'm excited to see that.
It's very good. I'm excited for you to see it too, because I want someone's perspective that doesn't know the Bible.
Well, I'm your girl.
I know. But I went to a screening of it, and Sean Carter was there, aka Jay-Z. He seemed just
he wasn't in the video that.
Yeah, he was.
What phone did
He's on the left
have?
side.
That shit was so fucking blurry. I was squinting, being like, who is that?
Did you have your glasses on?
I don't need my glasses for up close. I could have been my Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, he was there. He seemed very nice.
Did he produce it?
Was just talking. Yeah, he produced it. He's just talking to people in the audience very casually. I was like, he's a very charming man.
Most of them are.
Yep.
And then you meet an actor, or you see an actor, or anyone in Hollywood, and you're like, you are actually so uncharming. How did this happen for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's like when they first released the trailer, people were like, "This is sacrilegious," but honestly, it's Bible fan fiction. It's written about a character that is Apostle Thomas's twin, which is mentioned in the Bible. So it's just taking a character that already exists that we know nothing about and then creating a story around it that follows the parallel story of Jesus. And it takes things that are actually in the Bible. It's actually, I would think if it didn't have Black people in it, conservative white Christians would love it.
No, if you had pitched that to me without me having seen the trailer, because I saw the trailer and then I asked you and I said, is this like a real Bible thing, or is this like a not? Because I like, if you just said that to me, I would go, that is not my kind of movie. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, is this a real religious thing or a fake one? Because I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I think we're going to see it this weekend, hopefully.
Very cool. We also ran into one of the friend that I said directed Kiki's.
Oh yeah.
That spot. Ran into him there. I always run into him random places. He went to college with us too. And then also as I was walking out, I saw my cousin.
That's less random in like a press kind of screening.
Yes.
Well, not press screening, but like an inside industry screening.
Yeah.
What theater was it at?
At the one that's on the Sony lot, the screening room on the Sony lot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Intimate.
A lot of people did not get in. I'm like, I'm on the list. And it had nothing to do with my cousin.
Suck by you saw her and you said, suck it! I did this without you! And she's like, okay.
No, my boy cousin, the one that I am blood related to.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But her husband.
Oh, I was like, you didn't see her there?
No. She wasn't working. She doesn't work those kind of events. She does.
It just would have made sense to me that she would have been just.
No, she was working her pop up that she's doing now.
Pop it up.
Yeah, but I recommend it. People should see it. It's very good.
I'm excited to see it. I can't wait. I love a movie. I love a theater movie experience, and that looks like that's a movie that looks like that feels like a movie.
Yeah, it was well directed. His directing or Jay-Z's like creative partner who also works in music was the writer and director of it. It was very good.
I like how it's colored and shot. Like I think the whole thing is just really well done.
Yep.
Looks wise.
Highly recommend. I can't wait for Mean Girls.
Yeah.
We gotta go see it.
We do.
And we gotta do an episode of What Am I Watching on it.
I'm hearing mixed reviews, and I will say that there are certain things that like I'm gonna be really if I don't like it, I will be like so diligent about how I speak about how I do, because I'm not about to fuck myself over, because I love a lot of the people.
Yeah. One, who's reviewing it?
Yeah.
2, I don't pay attention to reviews. And 3, I feel like I'm gonna have a good time regardless.
Well, we are those kinds of people where it's like, if I have an okay time, I don't get mad when someone makes something of a prior thing that I liked and I was like, oh, it was okay. Like it doesn't like ruin like the entire franchise or the whole like thing for me. I'm like, I take it or leave it. Like more is more.
Yep. But we've got to, I think we need to go on a Wednesday. Obviously.
I think that's a good idea.
So we can wear pink. But also I want to see American Fiction, which is only playing at like small ass places or the fucking Grove. And I'm not going that ever again.
I know. I for a while I thought it wasn't out yet.
I did too. But it's been out.
I know, and it looks so good. That is one that TikTok got me in for. I got a little ad for it. And when it was the grandma being like, I am so glad you're not white. And she was like, me too. And I was
I
like,
don't even know what you're talking about because I don't watch trailers anymore.
On ads? Oh,
I just saw,
serve them straight to me.
It comes up. I just go, doop, swipe up. I just saw that Issa was in it. And I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll see anything that she does. Doesn't matter what it is.
I also sent you the trailer. Did you just ignore it and you just said,
yes,
I'll still watch it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it'll be good. The whole cast is good.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that video of there's the what's it called, recess therapy, that guy that has, and then the video with Issa, and then also the one with Margot, and they're so cute.
Did you see one with Jack Black?
Yes, that one was good too.
He apparently, like, everything I saw from the Globes was just other celebrities obsessing over Jack Black, like Elle Fanning losing her mind over Jack Black, like everybody, and I was like, Jack must be a fun time
together.
I actually don't think so. She's a little too young for any of the movies he did with like kids and stuff.
Okay.
Also,
I just morph her and her sister into one person. So
yes, they do have very similar faces and DNA. So, I love everything recess therapy. I'm obsessed with them, and I'm glad that they got their moment on the carpet.
Me too. The one where I haven't seen Suits, so I can't tell you anything about it, but the one with the guy from Suits, he's like, "You actually watched the show?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know who you are." And he's like, "Who's your favorite character?" And she says some other character. And he's like, you can see it in his mind. Yes, she's actually watched this show, but like...
I was like, I've never seen the show, but I've literally heard verbatim that it's like, no, everybody likes that Harvey or whatever, the other guy.
Yeah, that's what it was,
And I was like, so now I know that man didn't play Harvey. But I'm like, that's literally all I know. And I was like, these kids fucking know. Damn. I bet their parents are in the back like, "Whoa, hello." Like, where's Harvey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I love them. Can't wait. And I want to see the Iron Claw. I heard it's really fucking depressing.
Yes, it's very sad. They also cut one of the brothers out of it.
Well,
there was another brother.
His story's too sad. That the movie was too sad on its own.
Yes, that's what they were like. He dies, so we're not gonna have all this in here.
Yeah,
it's just like but still, it's a true story to be the sibling that gets cut out.
Yeah. I want to see Wonka. I want to see Priscilla. I want to see the Holdovers.
Yeah, there's so much.
I know. It's a good time for movies.
Yeah, because they all got held up for months.
We finally get some fucking good ones. I'm here for it. Speaking of movies, I outlined a Christmas movie a couple days ago. I'll send it to you.
Why?
No, like I wrote.
I thought you meant like
I didn't make a book
Christmas
report
movie
on a fucking Christmas movie. Oh.
I have one that I came up with an idea too. I'll tell you off mic. Then
cool.
This is going to be the thing that I'm writing next month. Right now, I'm focusing on our thing that we came up with a long time ago.
Oh,
and then we said I would do one, and then you would do the next part. So
yeah, I don't remember that, but yeah, I believe you.
We did. We said we're never going to get this done together.
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember that part now. Yeah. Cool. Well, hope everyone enjoyed this catch up. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Ayo.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural Then and Now.